Hey, this is Art Jonak, and I'm here with a gentleman that's traveled to every single part of the world except for Africa for some reason. So for those of you in Africa and you want to workshop with Tom Big Al Schreiter, you might want to let him know. But he's traveled all over the world, done network marketing successfully, trained I don't know how many hundreds of, thousands of tens of thousands of network marketers. And he's here in Texas today. Come by and visit our house. Thank you. And one of the questions that he's going to address that I think most of you will have heard or are going to hear, or somebody in your organization is going to say, oh, what do I say when they say this, is this question. How much money have you made? Or how much money have you made in your first month in fill-in-the-blank company? And that's a pretty tough question when you're brand new. And it's also a tricky question when you've been in a while, and we'll talk about that as well. So what do you say?
Well, the reason they ask the question is they're probably looking for a way out. They're looking for some excuse not to join. Once you understand that, it takes the pressure off. You say, well, if I answered it perfectly, then I'll just force them to come up with a different excuse. What else can I say? But you do have to answer it, or else you're going to look pretty bad, like, ooh, top secret, or you wouldn't believe, or I'll get back to you. That's pretty bad stuff. So, let's do an answer.
Well, you wouldn't believe it if I told you is a good answer. Because guess what? In my first month, it was like a couple dollars and a couple pennies. So, yeah, they wouldn't believe it if I told them.
But well, you out-earned me.
I out-earned you? How much did you earn?
Zero.
Okay, well, there you go. So much better. No. So that's one answer, and I've heard it taught, and it is an interesting answer because it creates intrigue, and technically you're telling the truth, which is also good. What else could we hear?
Well, a great answer is this. When they ask you how much money you make your first month, you simply tell them the outright truth. You simply say, I don't know. I haven't finished collecting it all yet. And they're going to say, well, what does that mean? Well, let's take a look at what happens on our first month. Maybe you spend the entire first month and you didn't sign up anybody. You talked to a lot of people, but later on, 1 year later, somebody joins and makes you a lot of money. So you really don't know how much you earned your first month because you don't know if they're going to join later, they change their mind, and then they're going to earn month after month after month after month, and that can go on forever.
Right.
So for everybody watching this video, including you and I, we have no idea how much money we made our first month because it hasn't all come in yet.
Yeah.
Think about that when you talk to people, and they're going to have this question. That's a little bit different than my job. Right. If I quit my job, nothing happens. But here, I have a chance to do something right one time, get paid for a long, long time. Great selling point for network marketing.
So if you sign up a customer, guess what? That customer could be a customer for years and years and years. We've seen examples in network marketing where people have customers for 5, 10 years. So you're collecting from that customer for 10 years. You don't know how much you're going to collect from them. A distributor could earn you a little bit of money, and like you said, maybe that distributor actually turns into a leader. And if it's a leader that's making an incredible organizational income, guess what? You're probably earning a really significant income off of them as well. And I like what you said about the prospect. What if you just talked to somebody and they haven't joined yet? But what if they join 6 months from now? You still don't know, right? So if in your first month all you did was talk to one person and they didn't join, the answer is still valid because they may join. But the best part of it, as you said, and we'll chat about this real quick, is it opens up the question to the potential of passive income, residual income, money that keeps coming even when you stop working. And that doesn't exist in most jobs out there in the world. And that's one of the huge benefits of network marketing. So that's a conversation we are looking forward to having with our prospects, right?
Right, or we could have a little evil streak in us and just make them feel really, really bad by saying this. We could say, hey, imagine you met somebody today and you talked to them about your business. And maybe a year from now or 2 years from now they joined, and guess what? You made an extra $5,000 a month for the rest of your life. But imagine you didn't join our business, you met that same person, and you missed that opportunity. Wouldn't you wake up at night in a sweat from that nightmare that you threw away $5,000 a month every month for the rest of your life just because you hadn't joined and taken advantage of letting them know about the business? Let them think about that for a while.
Yeah, so I love the answer, and I know we've been teaching it and using it since I've met you, which has been a little while. And I would suggest this, try it. See how it works for you. Maybe you don't like it, but for most people I know that have started using it, they absolutely love it because number one, they know exactly what to say, and number two, it starts a conversation in the direction that you want the conversation to go, which is talking about the amazing benefits of network marketing. And so it's a great way to turn it around. And Finally, it's the absolute truth, which is also always the best approach in my opinion. Just lead with the truth. Also, this question comes up for people that have been in for a while. So maybe you've been a networker or that's been in network marketing for 6 months, really haven't made a lot of income yet, or maybe you've a networker that's been in for 6 months and you're doing great. Or you've been in for 10 years and you're doing great. Well, here's the other part of that question, is if you've been in for a while, no matter how much money you're making, and I actually learned this from you while we were swimming in the pool a couple years ago, whatever the answer is, say you're making $20,000 a year or $20,000 a month, guess what? It's rarely the right answer for that prospect. For them, they'll say, oh, wow, that's so much money, I don't think I could do it. And you've blown them out of the water. Or they say, that's all you're making after 5 years, because their mind is a little bit off on reality. So giving the exact answer, a lot of time actually works against you. So what would we normally say?
Say, I don't know. I haven't finished collecting it all yet.
And that works no matter how long you've been involved in network marketing. If you're brand new today, if you've been in for 10 years, you've had success right away, or you haven't had success right away. I don't know. I haven't finished collecting it all yet.
But the coolest part is, it's just one little phrase. And that's why I like going to the mastermind, because you get to steal phrases from the top people all across the world. And just one little phrase might make you, well, $5,000 a month. How cool is that?
So the phrase is, how much money have you made? And you say, I don't know. I haven't finished collecting it all yet. Well, what do you mean? Well, you know, it's kind of like you do the work right one time and you get paid over and over and over and over again. Well, what do you mean? And you can take the conversation from there. You guys are pros with that. Just to really quickly, though, also understand that in some countries, you're really not supposed to share your income. I mean, it's just one of those things that could get you or your company in trouble. And on the flip side of that as well is if you were sitting here and you were a doctor or I was an attorney or any kind of other professional, usually we don't say, hey, how much money did you make? Right? It's not a natural conversation that happens amongst most professions. It's just one of those weird things that seems to come up in network marketing. So let's steer it in the direction that we want to steer it to, which is the ability to create income passively, the ability to create income off of doing the work right one time and then collecting for a long time. And I just love that answer, and that's one of the brilliant big Alisms that I think will last forever.
And see you at the next mastermind.
All right.